Changes, they are coming. Hello everybody, Genesis King here, and welcome into Star Wars Empire at War and the Awakening of the Rebellion mod. You are looking at version 2.9.3, the press build version. That's right, there is an update coming for the Awakening of the Rebellion mod, and the devs over there, the modders on the Awakening of the Rebellion team, specifically Mr. President, were kind enough, very, very kind, very, very generous enough to give me a press build of the upcoming version of the game. So all the B-roll you're going to see in this video is going to be from that press build from 2.9.3, and guys, there is going to be a lot of changes in this update. So what are the main things? Well, like I said, there is a lot of them. This is no small update to the mod. So everything we're going to talk about today is built off of a few hours of having played the new version of the mod, as well as the patch notes that were given out along with the press build for the 2.9.3 version. What we're going to talk about today is not a fully comprehensive list of the changes that are coming, but rather a couple things that I want to point out and the highlights as I kind of see it. So one of the main things in this update is that they are coming out with brand new maps for all planets, and I literally mean all planets. So you're going to get variety of your battles. There's going to be 6 or 7, I think, different types of maps. So for example, shipyard planet, economic planet, atmospheric, low orbit, high orbit, and it's going to have new hazards and all that sort of stuff. So you're going to see a lot of new variety in the battles that you have over the various planets. And you can see some of that now in the B-roll. The next thing up is that they are rebalancing the way space pop cap works. So in the current build, the bigger the ship, the more space that it takes up in your pop cap. Simple enough, right? What they're going to be changing to is 2 things. Number 1, how strong is the ship? And number 2, how quickly can you research that ship? So doing that, you should be able to feel bigger battles in the late game. They kind of felt smaller in the current build because you had big ships, means you could have less of them. So with this update, hopefully the battles continue to feel big even into the late game, even in when you get to the bigger ships, the capital ships, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, the changes that we're going to talk about next are what I would consider the biggest changes coming in this update, and my thoughts on exactly what these changes mean for the way that you are going to play the game. So, first up in this list is the overhauled Space Tech system. So, gone are the days of Space Tech 1, Space Tech 2, Space Tech 3. Those days are gone. This new update is going to allow you to decide what you want to research more specifically. So, do you want to go into fighters first, more advanced fighters? You've got that option. Do you want to go into more advanced, larger ships, cruisers, etc.? You've got that option. You can choose what to do and when to do it. The next thing up is new AI behaviors. Now, anytime there's new AI behaviors, that is going to definitively change the way a game is played, but I wanted to specifically call out a couple things in here that are changing. And number 1, the AI is now going to sell buildings that it no longer needs. So, if you're on an assault, let's say into a northern territory in the Empire, and you take the frontline world, the Empire's AI is now going to know the next planet is now my front line. So therefore, if it's an economic world, it's not an economic world anymore. I'm going to get rid of that stuff, and I'm going to start building up any defenses that I can on that world because it is now a frontline world. Also, the AI is going to better micro its fighters, which, at least in the current build, is going to be a huge, massive update in what you need to do when you are in battle in micromanaging your fighters. In the current build, it's kind of send them and go to a certain extent, and this should change the way that you do that. And lastly here is the new space battle mechanics. So in addition to the maps, you're now going to get random raids, allied convoys, hostile convoys, and build paths are being reintroduced on some maps in the space battles. Now, all these changes separately are, I think, great changes to the mod. To be honest, all these changes are going to be great and welcome changes to the mod. But when you combine them, this update screams one main thing to me: replayability. Now, don't get me wrong, Empire at War, and specifically the Awakening of the Rebellion mod, is already a game that has amazing replayability. But these changes, specifically Space Tech Overhaul, AI behaviors, and the new space battle mechanics is just going to add to that. In one campaign, you want to rush large ships as the Rebel Alliance, and in the next, rush fighters and small ships. You can do that. As the Empire, tired of getting your TIE fighters' butts handed to them by the Rebel fighters battle after battle after battle, you can rush right into better fighters as the Empire to counter them and beat them. I'm probably exaggerating, but I feel like the possibilities here are almost endless in how you can approach the campaigns from either side as the Rebels or the Empire. And oh yeah, by the way, the Black Sun have also had some massive changes made to their roster and space stations, things along those lines. I'm really interested to see what the new metas coming out in this mod are. What space tech should you grab first as the Empire, as the Rebel Alliance, and all of that stuff. I am really looking forward to it. I hope you all are too. I can't wait for you all to get your hands on this mod and be able to come up with new metas, new builds. Take this space tech first, this to this to this. I cannot wait for you guys to get a hold of it. I've had a hell of a lot of fun playing this press build. And again, cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on this. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what are you most looking forward to in the new update from what I've mentioned today? Or if there's anything else you've heard about the new update coming out that you are looking forward to, leave that down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. As always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars and sci-fi gaming fun. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Later, everybody.